Did Paul's imprisonment enable him to share Christ with the governor? Does persecution have a divine purpose? Let's review Acts 24. What were the high priest's accusations about Paul before Felix the governor? And after 5 days, the high priest Ananias came down with some elders and a spokesman, one Tertullus. They laid before the governor their case against Paul, and when he'd been summoned, Tertullus began to accuse him, saying, "Since through you we enjoy much peace, and since by your foresight, most excellent Felix, reforms are being made for this nation, in every way and everywhere we accept this with all gratitude. But to detain you no further, I beg you in your kindness to hear us briefly, for we've found this man a plague, one who stirs up riots among all the Jews throughout the world, and is a ringleader of the sect of the Nazarenes. He even tried to profane the temple, but we seized him. By examining him yourself, you'll be able to find out from him about everything of which we accuse him." The Jews also joined in the charge, affirming that all these things were so. How did Paul begin to defend himself against such attacks? When the governor motioned to him to speak, Paul replied, "Because I know you have been a judge of this nation for many years, I'm glad to offer my defense in what concerns me. You're able to determine that it's no more than 12 days since I went up to worship in Jerusalem. They didn't find me disputing with anyone or causing a disturbance among the crowd, either in the temple complex or in the synagogues or anywhere in the city. Neither can they provide evidence to you of what they now bring against me. But I confess this to you. I worship my Father's God according to the way, which they call a sect, believing all the things that are written in the law and in the prophets." What did Paul say to the governor about the resurrection of the dead? "I have the same hope in God that they themselves cherish, that there's to be a resurrection of the righteous and the wicked. Therefore I always do my best to have a clear conscience before God and the people. After many years I've come back to my people to bring gifts to the poor and to offer sacrifices. They found me in the temple doing these things, just as I had completed the purification ceremony. No crowd or noisy mob was present, but some Jews from Asia were there, and they should be here before you to accuse me if they have anything against me. Otherwise, these men themselves should tell you what wrong they found when I stood before the council, unless it is for the one thing I shouted as I stood among them. It's for the resurrection of the dead that I'm on trial before you today." How many years did Felix discuss the way of faith in Christ with Paul? And when Felix heard these things, having more perfect knowledge of that way, he deferred them, and said, "When Lysias, the chief captain, shall come down, I'll know the uttermost of your matter." And he commanded a centurion to keep Paul and to let him have liberty, and that he should forbid none of his acquaintance to minister or come to him. And after certain days, when Felix came with his wife Drusilla, who was a Jewess, he sent for Paul, and heard him concerning the faith in Christ. And as he reasoned of righteousness, temperance, and judgment to come, Felix trembled and answered, "Go your way for this time. When I have a convenient season, I'll call for you." He hoped also that money should have been given him of Paul, that he might loose him. Wherefore he sent for him the oftener, and communed with him. But after 2 years, Porcius Festus came into Felix's room, and Felix, willing to show the Jews a pleasure, left Paul bound. Did Paul's imprisonment enable him to share Christ with the governor? Does persecution have a divine purpose? You decide.